Energetic self-defense. Protecting your aura and sacred space. There is a way to guard your spirit that does not depend on isolation, armor, or defensive walls. A protection that speaks softly from within, steady, clear, and deeply liberating. This protection is not something you build to keep the world out. It is something you remember to keep your light in. Mastering your energetic self-defense is the sacred practice of aligning your inner world with the sovereignty that already lives inside your soul. When your energy resonates with your sacred space, you do not perform protection. You embody it. Because an aura is not a cage. It is a frequency, and you can tune into it now. What energetic resonance really means. Resonance is the harmony between your light, your values, your boundaries, and your spirit. It is the moment your inner power stops leaking into others' expectations and begins to breathe freely. When you resonate with your sacred space, your over-explaining of your energy softens, your intuition clarifies, your no to heavy energies flows naturally, your aura becomes genuine and radiant. Truth responds to resonance, not effort. The more you align with your own light, the more effortlessly your sacred space lives through you. Resonance whispers, "I am safe in my own light," and your soul responds, Why protection is a frequency, not a performance. Performances of toughness come and go. Frequencies of sovereignty remain. Energetic self-defense is not aggression. It is not coldness. It is not a temporary reaction to fear. It is a stable frequency of integrity, clarity, and gentle courage. When you attune to it, even being in a crowded space or a heavy conversation feels empowering, because your own truth becomes the foundation of your being. This is why some people feel at peace even in chaotic environments. They are not performing a shield. They are resonating with their own sacred frequency, and resonance can be practiced. Real-life examples of energetic resonance shifts. Example 1. The golden filter. She felt drained by the heavy emotions of those around her. Instead of withdrawing, she listened inward. She breathed into her center, softened her fear of absorbing everything, and allowed her true frequency to form. Within minutes, the internal pressure shifted. Nothing changed in the room. Yet her energy remained hers because her frequency changed first. Example 2. The intuitive detachment. She noticed how often she overrode her intuition to fix others' moods. One morning, she chose to pause, listen, and honor her need for an energetic boundary. Her spirit felt heard. Her words became clear. Her detachment flowed naturally. Not because she practiced a script, but because she allowed resonance. Example 3. The permission to be sovereign. She realized she was waiting for permission to have a sacred space. In a quiet moment, she whispered, "I allow myself to protect my energy now." Her shoulders dropped. That permission became a daily practice, and a protected aura became her baseline. The practice of energetic resonance. To align your soul with your sacred space, practice 3 gentle invitations. 1. Attune to inner light. Notice where your mind is loud with others' energy. Bring your attention to your own spark without judgment. Silence brings clarity. Ask yourself, What is my energy beneath the noise? 2. Attune to intuitive filter. Protection lives in the intuitive voice, not in the fear of energy vampires. Soften your throat. Release the need to explain your space. Breathe into your heart center. An open channel naturally resonates with your truth. 3. Attune to embodiment. Sacred space responds to gentle expression. Set the intention softly without force. I allow my light to be seen now. Intention tunes the frequency. Daily energetic protection ritual. Place one hand on your heart and one on your crown, the top of your head. Close your eyes. Take 3 slow breaths. On the inhale, feel your own light rising. On the exhale, release all energy that is not yours. Then say softly, I attune my soul to my sacred space. I resonate with radiant light. I allow my energy to be whole and protected now. Stay here for a moment. This is alignment. 40 affirmations for protecting your aura and sacred space. I am naturally attuned to my inner light. I am naturally attuned to my inner light. My energy resonates with sacred protection and ease. My energy resonates with sacred protection and ease. My aura responds to my inner harmony. My aura responds to my inner harmony. I allow my sacred space to emerge softly. I allow my sacred space to emerge softly. I choose my own frequency over external noise. I choose my own frequency over external noise. My aura feels safe to radiate its truth. My aura feels safe to radiate its truth. I release the need to absorb and welcome clarity. I release the need to absorb and welcome clarity. My breath anchors me in a calm, clear energy. My breath anchors me in a calm, clear energy. Light flows through my sacred space gently. Light flows through my sacred space gently. I listen to my energy with deep compassion. I listen to my energy with deep compassion. I give myself permission to remain neutral in chaos. I give myself permission to remain neutral in chaos. Protection does not need to be a struggle. Protection does not need to be a struggle. I release the fear of other people's energy. I release the fear of other people's energy. My heart is open to gentle honesty about my capacity. My heart is open to gentle honesty about my capacity. I allow my sacred space without apology or shame. I allow my sacred space without apology or shame. My soul remembers the frequency of energetic safety. My soul remembers the frequency of energetic safety. I align with the space I need to shine. I align with the space I need to shine. Being clear and bright is my natural state of being. Being clear and bright is my natural state of being. I resonate with inner clarity and energetic courage. I resonate with inner clarity and energetic courage. My energy feels protected and radiant. My energy feels protected and radiant. I allow my protection to be expressed effortlessly. I allow my protection to be expressed effortlessly. I soften my resistance to honoring my space. I soften my resistance to honoring my space. A clear aura feels safe, natural, and freeing. A clear aura feels safe, natural, and freeing. I welcome my light in heavy moments. I welcome my light in heavy moments. I trust my energy to be respected easily. I trust my energy to be respected easily. My sacred space integrates into my daily life. My sacred space integrates into my daily life. I carry my light quietly and firmly within me. I carry my light quietly and firmly within me. My presence feels genuine and peaceful. My presence feels genuine and peaceful. I embody a calm, steady radiance in every room. I embody a calm, steady radiance in every room. Protection flows through me without force. Protection flows through me without force. I am in harmony with my authentic light. I am in harmony with my authentic light. My inner world feels aligned and sovereign. My inner world feels aligned and sovereign. I resonate with the frequency of self-honor. I resonate with the frequency of self-honor. My true self knows how to stay centered. My true self knows how to stay centered. I am attuned, aligned, and bright. I am attuned, aligned, and bright. My soul naturally expresses its sacred space. My soul naturally expresses its sacred space. I listen to my energy's capacity with compassion. I listen to my energy's capacity with compassion. I honor the light I choose to embody. I honor the light I choose to embody. My inner power is always available to me. My inner power is always available to me. I am home in my protected truth. I am home in my protected truth. Closing reflection. Energetic protection does not require perfect conditions. It requires resonance. When your light is clear, your space is honored, and your energy is genuine, a healthy aura emerges naturally. Mastering your sacred space is not about building walls. It is about remembering the light you are meant to radiate. So soften, breathe, listen inwardly, and repeat the truth your soul already knows. I am attuned to my light. I resonate with authenticity. I allow myself to be protected now. Your authentic self is not hidden. It is already responding to your alignment. Softly you are becoming. Tell me which affirmation touched your heart today. I'd love to read your reflections. Zainab, the quiet becoming. Let's keep healing together.